Teotihuacan has always been a place of silence and stone, a setting that seems designed to make us feel small before the immensity of history. On April 20th, 2026, the morning unfolded like any other. Families were resting under the sun, tourists were capturing the light on the glyphs, and vendors were offering souvenirs in a scene of complete normality. But that normality lasted only a few seconds. A sharp blast shattered the calm of the Plaza of the Moon. People did not know where to run because the danger was coming from above, from the place where man seeks to touch the sky. In that moment, the city of the gods ceased to be an archaeological refuge and became a trap. It was the sign that a different form of violence had arrived in the country, one that does not follow the patterns we thought we understood. To understand what happened at the top of the pyramid, we must look not at the weapons, but at the calendar. April 20th was not a date chosen at random. It is a date loaded with symbolism in the underworld of modern violence. It is the anniversary of the Columbine High School massacre. It is also the birthday of Adolf Hitler. This coincidence is no accident. It reveals the mental structure of an obsessed attacker, someone who was not seeking money or an escape. He was seeking a stage. By choosing this place and this day, the aggressor was carrying out a macabre tribute to a culture of hatred that was born thousands of miles away. We're facing a phenomenon of imitation that knows no borders. An individual who decided that his name had to be engraved in Black history, using the most imposing monument in the region as an amplifier for his own frustration. The most disturbing aspect of this attacker is his lack of an identity of his own. We are not dealing with a career criminal, but with a man who consumed extremist content until his reality was completely fractured. He became an imitator, a subject who feeds on the infamy of others to give meaning to his existence. Witnesses to the attack describe a figure who moved with terrifying deliberation.
¿Los movéis? Os sacrifico. Esto se construyó para sacrificar, no para que vengáis a hacer la cosita de mierda. ¿Lo veis? Cumplo mi palabra.
There was only a mechanical coldness, the kind of coldness of someone who has rehearsed this moment 1,000 times in front of a screen. This is the hallmark of the internet-inspired shooter. The loss of humanity in order to become an extension of a global violence that no longer recognizes borders. His objective was to transform a symbol of humanity into a mausoleum of his delusion, ensuring that the entire world would be forced to look, if only for a moment, into his darkness. The outcome was abrupt and definitive. When the perimeter was closed and the echo of his own gunshots was all that remained in the air, the attacker chose the ending that had already been written in his personal script. A final shot brought his performance to an end. In that moment, the adrenaline and the screams gave way to something much heavier. When it was over, the only sounds that could be heard in the area were the hum of helicopters and the rhythmic footsteps of forensic investigators on the volcanic stone, nothing more. In that vacuum of sound, the questions began to arise. The aggressor died at the scene, taking the direct answers with him, but leaving behind a warning that resonates throughout the world. There was no media trial, only a crime scene that seemed to have been taken from a contemporary nightmare. The tragedy of Teotihuacan compels us to confront a phenomenon that is no longer exclusive to one place. It is a global pathology. It is no longer only about the violence we have traditionally known. It is a new form of lone actor terrorism, fueled by isolation and the desire to transcend through notoriety. Teotihuacan has reopened its gates, but the air along the Calzada de los Muertos feels different. There is an invisible scar that reminds us that security is no longer only a matter of metal detectors, but of understanding what takes place in the minds of those who decide that destruction is their only path to fame. Because the true fear left by this case is not only what happened that day, but the realization that this kind of violence has already found a place in our reality. This is Línea Criminal. Thank you for joining us in this analysis of the events that are shaping our era. Subscribe to continue exploring the most complex cases in the world of crime, narrated through truth and in-depth analysis. We will see you in the next episode.